Not the kind of change that's left in our pockets, and not the kind of change that's some kind of slick political slogan by some snake oil salesman, but real change. We need to quit. Now, on the subject of transforming Toledo, I'm read this poem. It's called the Glass City. It's called the Glass City Prayer. I look around this glass city, holy Toledo, hard-ass working-class city, industry dead, sign of the times. There's so much work to do. There's so much work to be done, Toledo. So what am I doing? I came here like a hobo with whatever I could fit in my car. What am I doing? Wasting away, giving up, stagnating like one of those buildings downtown, abandoned, eyes boarded up, eyes like windows boarded up, deteriorating, no longer serving any purpose. So what am I doing? I never thought much of religion. I read a philosopher's Why I'm Not a Christian like it was the Bible itself. I read the Communist Manifesto like it was the Bible itself, and I agreed with it all. This is the closest I've come to getting spiritual. Right here, with a pen in one hand and a pad in the other. This is the closest I've come to talking to God. This is a Glass City prayer. What do I do? Hi, my name's Michael Grover, and I'm a fucking poet. A poet is never a day job, of course. I work as little as I can, try to beat the wage slave game, keep expenses as low as possible. And what do? Most of them lounge around on the third floor of a giant haunted house, and let me just say, the ghosts here are no match for the ghost inside my head. And what do? I remind people that they still have a voice, no voice for the voiceless, they had better use it. I remind them that there are no limits to how far we can take this post-industrial ghost town, beat down in this ignition. It's all right to speak now. Speak from the gut. Rise up. Rage. Rant. Rise. Right. What do? I see the future in the hungry eyes of children in the streets, driven to the point of boredom or desperation. I don't like the future that I see. I know we can change this future, write a whole new one. There are no limits to how far we can take this. Only our own mind control, self-inflicted. And if poetry really is my way of talking to God, they have a lot of explaining to do. Poetry is a philosopher's religion that's not afraid to question. And if poetry really is my way of talking to God, this is a Glass City prayer. Holy Toledo, beat down this ambition. The past is the past. Speak now. Speak from the gut. Rise up. Rage. Rant. Rise. Right. Fight for your future. Hit back. The milk is spilled. So what? The glass is half empty or half full, or any other bad cliche the reader of the poem wishes to insert here. There's a light inside me. Regardless of this void of negativity and darkness, I am not afraid to let it shine. I will stand up and do what's right. I am shining that light on this page right now, writing a Glass City prayer, something that will lead by example into the dark days ahead, something that will burn down the dark days that are behind us. And what do? A little I can afford to do. We can't afford to let this go. This is the battlefield and I'm staying on it. I will not quit. I cannot quit. I'm here to remind you, you don't have to stay down for the count. You don't have to take a dive. Speak now. Speak from the gut. Rise up. Rage. Rant. Rise. Right. And if this is the closest that I get talking to God, then this is the Glass City prayer.